Live from the CBS Broadcast Center in Philadelphia, this is CBS3 Eyewitness News this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Carabeo, tracking serious weather breaking right now. Meteorologist Matt Peterson is live in the Weather Center with a warning that just came into the newsroom. Hi, Matt. What are we looking at?
Yeah, Jan, it just came in. We're still kind of sifting through all the information, but the National Weather Service has now issued a tornado warning for South New Jersey. This is for Burlington, Camden, and Gloucester counties. We're going to take a look at it here real quick on Storm Scan 3. Again, this is our tornado warning. It's going until 7 o'clock. Again, Burlington, Camden, Gloucester counties, the cities of Deptford, Gloucester, Voorhees, Washington are all within our tornado polygon box right now. You see the line of thunderstorms is off to kind of the west of the Gloucester area, right along 295. So again, this is tracking eastward at this point. It's a strong thunderstorm. We're going to continue to keep an eye on it. Again, this is a tornado warning that just came through. You can see this line of shower and thunderstorm activity extends itself all the way from Trenton, Mercer County, New Jersey, through Philly. We are getting some very, very heavy rain, some thunder in the Philadelphia metro area, Center City, and then back down into Delaware as well. So I'm going to step off real quick, but we're still going to be talking about this potential tornado warning that we do have down in central New Jersey at this point. We're going to zoom back in on it so everyone can get a better idea of, again, where we're talking about. So Gloucester, you see Waterford in there as well, Mantua, Washington. Again, this is our tornado warning that just came through again until 7 o'clock this morning. What we're going to be watching for is this strong line of shower and thunderstorm activity that is just around 295 at this point and tracking eastward. And that could potentially have some strong gusty winds. And then, of course, the National Weather Service thinks that there is maybe the potential for a tornado to form within this polygon box. Now, not getting a ton of information on this at the current time, so we're going to continue to keep an eye on it, Jan, and as anything else develops, we'll obviously let everybody know as soon as we know here at the Weather Center. Yeah, hi, Jan. Like you said, we have our tornado warning for South New Jersey. This going until 7 o'clock this morning. Here's Storm Scan 3. We have this strong line of thunderstorms that we've been talking about all morning long, now moving in to South New Jersey. So we'll zoom right in on our tornado warning. This, again, going until 7 o'clock this morning for Burlington, Camden, and Gloucester counties, the cities of Deptford, Gloucester, Voorhees, Washington, all incorporated within this tornado warning, again, until 7 o'clock this morning. You can see East Greenwich just on the western edge of our tornado warning as well. So looks like for the most part, the threat maybe in the western half of this tornado warning is diminishing. But what we're looking for right now, this is our velocity image. So it shows us the wind as it travels away and towards our radar. And what we're going to look for is where green and red kind of comes together. So right around the Gloucester area, that's maybe our concern at this point. That's where we could be seeing some upper level rotation within the atmosphere and within this line of thunderstorms as, again, it now travels to the east. Again, Gloucester and Washington are within our tornado warning here, going until 7 o'clock this morning. Just wanted to grab our piece of paper that came from the National Weather Service this morning. Right now, this is traveling right around 45 miles an hour. It's traveling pretty much east at 45 miles an hour. As we get another scan here on our velocity image, you can still see right to the east of Gloucester. That's where we're getting, again, that green and red kind of coming together, where we could potentially see some of that upper level rotation. As we put our radar in motion for you, you can see Route 30 right there. If you are in the Route 30 area, you need to be moving to your safe spot right now. Again, Gloucester especially, you need to be in your safe area. Belmar, you're just outside of the tornado warning, and again, Washington, and you're just on the southern edge, and then Glassboro, you're just outside as well. But if you are anywhere within our red box here, you need to be getting to your safe spot immediately. You need to be getting down to the lowest level of your home. Hopefully you have a basement. You can get down into the basement area. If not, you want to put as many walls in between yourself and the outside as you possibly can. We'll stop our radar, give it to you kind of a still picture right now. We'll zoom in a little bit closer, not just around the Gloucester area, but you see Turnersville, New Jersey, Pine Hill, West Berlin, the Lindenwood, and the village of Glen Oaks. This area right in here is where we're having the potential for maybe a radar indicated tornado at this point. So that's why we do have our tornado warning going again until 7 o'clock this morning. One more time, we'll put this in motion for you. You can see the Gloucester area, the village of Glen Oaks, right by also Buckingham Village. So Route 47, Route 42 this morning, that you don't want to be traveling in that area. There's US 30 around the Lindenwood area, the Pine Hill area. These are all spots that you need to be, again, moving to your safe space immediately. As soon as our tornado warning was issued, which was just about I would say 15 or so minutes ago at this point, you needed to be immediately moving to the safe spot. So we'll zoom out, give you kind of a wider range picture of just how big this warning is. It extends all the way from the Wolford area past Berlin towards Waterford, New Jersey, Medford Lakes. You are just on the northeastern edge of our polygon. So again, that's where you're going to be needing to take some shelter at this point. Again, lowest level of your home, as many walls in between the outside area and yourself. At this point, that's what you need to do to be keeping yourself safe when we have these kind of situations. Right now, they're saying that this is moving at about 45 miles an hour, so we can put a storm track on this and we can kind of time out where we think it might be just in the next hopefully maybe 20 minutes or so, even less than that, since our tornado warning does go until 7 o'clock. So for another 18 minutes, we're going to be looking for this tornado warning to continue. Here is our storm track for you as we kind of zoom out to the east. You can see the Pine Hill area right around 644. Berlin, New Jersey, 648. The Loudoun area around 652. So again, Pine Hill, 644. Well, it's 642 right now. So it's basically on top of you at this point, especially moving at 45 miles an hour. An extremely fast moving and dangerous situation now developing in south central New Jersey. One more time, we'll go back to our velocity. We'll try to give you an idea of, once again, where that maybe upper level rotation is that the National Weather Service was indicating could potentially have the potential to maybe form a tornado. So again, right around Gloucester, just now past Gloucester, just south of US 30. I'm going to circle it for you. Kind of right in here is where we're looking for that rotation. The reason we're looking there is when you have a green and red next to each other on this velocity image, what we're looking at is the winds in the upper levels, kind of down towards the surface as best we can, moving towards and away from a radar site. And of course, Fort Dix is our radar site. So right now we're seeing that green and red touching together. That shows that we could be potentially, at least right now in the upper levels, some rotation is potentially there. So that's why this tornado warning is still in effect for another 16 minutes until 7 o'clock this morning. But the good news for some of us is we are going to hopefully be seeing this get canceled maybe a little bit from west to east as this system very quickly tracks to the east. Now getting reports, though, this coming in just around 6:39. The National Weather Service in Mount Holly is saying that a tornado warning for Mercer County and Monmouth counties, also in New Jersey, has been issued as well. This one will be going until 7:15. So we'll kind of go up. This is just past the Trenton area. So again, Mercer County is part of our viewing area. We're talking about a tornado warning for parts of Mercer County until 7:15. Also Monmouth and Middlesex counties in northern kind of central New Jersey as well. We'll go back to just our regular run-of-the-mill radar, and you can see not just what is going on with our velocity image there, but again, lots of heavy rainfall, thunder and lightning associating this. Now again, this is all radar indicated at this point. There are no reports of any tornadoes that are on the ground. This is all just radar indicated, no reports of anything that is on the ground. Now, however, what happens when we have these kind of situations where there is a lot of rain, where there's a lot of just kind of dreary, low-hanging clouds, it makes it very difficult to see anything, whether it is a funnel, whether it's actually a tornado on the ground, or if we're just looking at a system and a situation where we're taking a little bit of extra precaution by looking at that radar. So again, the rain can cause some extra issues when we do have these kind of situations. So we'll just one more time, let's go back up to Mercer County, since this tornado warning came out a little bit after our first one. We'll get our information on it as well. Our precipitation rates obviously very high in that area too, but what we're going to be looking for here is our tornado warning again. Mercer, Middlesex, and Monmouth counties, including the cities of Hamilton, Marlborough, Middletown. This until 7:15 this morning. Radar indications that there is the potential for some rotation there, and so because of that, the Mount Holly National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning. There is no risk of severe weather. There was no kind of marginal or slight risk for today. We were just looking for the potential of some stronger thunderstorms through the morning hours. The good news, though, it looks like later this afternoon that we are going to clear things out. Jen, I'm gonna kind of send it back over to you at the desk just real quick.
Yeah, I want to ask you a quick question. I want to stay with this, Matt. So you said it's a tornado warning. Explain for the folks at home, though, exactly what that means. It doesn't mean that a tornado has actually touched down, right? It just means that the conditions are ripe for a tornado?
That's correct. Now, when a tornado warning is issued, that usually means that either there's rotation on the radar or there could be a tornado on the ground. This particular tornado warning that we had, actually both of these, the National Weather Service is saying that they are radar indicated. So again, what that means is that they looked at the information on the radar, whether it's the rain and the velocity, and then they determined that there was the potential there for a tornado to form. So while it doesn't mean that there is one on the ground right now, these situations do have the potential to form a tornado.
Yeah, and that's the highest risk, right? A tornado warning.
Correct. You cannot go higher than a tornado warning. So again, it means that this situation is ongoing. And again, like I said, the rain that is out there too is really kind of obscuring things. So if there is even a rotating funnel cloud, if there is something out there, the rain can really make it tough to see.
Right. We saw the traffic cameras out there a short time ago. You could really, the visibility was incredibly low. You couldn't see. It was raining, coming down hard. Want to go over exactly again, Matt, the counties that we're talking about for the tornado warning and the times and what people should do right now?
Yeah, so we'll start back down with our very first one that was issued. This is our tornado warning for Burlington, Camden, and Gloucester counties. This one going for just about another 12 minutes for Deptford, Gloucester, Voorhees, and Washington. Those are some of the larger towns that are within this tornado warning, but really we can we'll zoom in here a little bit towards the eastern edge of this line of thunderstorm activity, because that's where we're going to be potentially seeing the rotation. You see Berlin is in there, the Waterford area, Gibbsboro as well, New Jersey 73 and US 30. If you're around either of those areas here this morning, you need to be getting to your safe space. What we talk about with a safe space, it's always the lowest level of your home. If you have a basement, you want to go there. If you have to stay on the first floor of your house, as many walls in between the outside and yourself. You want to be away from windows. And the reason we tell the people as many walls in between the outside and yourself, it's just extra protection. One more thing, Jan, that I like to bring up is if you can, if you have children, even yourself, put your bicycle helmet on. Maybe take a pillow with you if you're somewhere where there's the potential for things to fall down. If you do have some strong gusty winds, if something happens where a window breaks, if you have your helmet on, if you have a pillow covering yourself, it gives you that extra layer of protection.
Good reminders there, Matt. And I know you're still getting information in from the National Weather Service as we speak, but do we know how fast this storm is moving and how much rain is coming down? Do we have any of that kind of information, or is that still developing?
So it is moving right now. It's actually just about to put another storm track on this for everyone, especially in central New Jersey. So right now we're moving at about 45 miles an hour. That's how fast this line of thunderstorms is moving. So if we can, we're going to put our storm track on this, and is again tracking kind of to the east at this point. So these are our timestamps. The West Atco area, 6:52, so in just about 2 minutes. But with something that's moving this fast, if you're in West Atco, even though it's 6:52, you need to be in your safe place already. It's basically almost on top of you. Waterford, the same thing, saying 6:53. 6:50 right now. The Flyett area by 6:56. So you do still have a couple minutes to get to your safe place. That's just outside of our tornado warning. The Flyett area is, and then you see the Chemung area just around 7 o'clock. So just by the time this tornado warning getting ready to expire, it should be moving into that Chemung area. We'll kind of zoom out and see again on the backside of this much calmer. So again, what we're concerned with is this eastern edge of this line of thunderstorm activity. Again, moving at 45 miles an hour. At this point, Loudon right almost on top of you. I did just want to go back one more time to our velocity image as tracking, when we're tracking this kind of severe weather. It really is our best tool that we have with our radar, because again, it gives you the idea of where the potential rotation is. And Jan, that's what we're always concerned with when we talk about radar indicated. This is most likely what the National Weather Service was looking at. They were looking for areas where green and red are touching on the radar. That is wind going towards and away from the radar. And when you have them next to each other, it usually can mean that there is the potential for some spin in the atmosphere. So of course, we would look for something like a tornado to spin counterclockwise. So in the area right around Berlin, there is a little bit of green and red together. Also just down to the south, north of Andrews, we're also getting, again, that green and red coming together. So that's where we could potentially be seeing that upper level rotation that the National Weather Service is concerned about.
So what we're looking at right now, Matt, is that real time right now happening now?
This is real time. So this last scan, the scans come in every 2 minutes, I believe.
Okay.
So again, these scans are about as up to date as you. This is all real time coming in right to us here at Eyewitness News currently. So
these are the most severe conditions, these areas, Berlin, Waterford.
Yeah, anywhere
Andrews.
that is within our tornado warning polygon. So again, you see Alluvium, Berlin, Andrews, Waterford. We can try to zoom in a little bit more. Anywhere along Route 30, anywhere around the Tansboro area, Loudon, up towards Jackson Road, Hopewell Road, Raymond Avenue, anywhere in that area, that is our main area of concern currently. But with this moving so fast at 45 miles an hour, we're concerned about the Berlin area right now, Tansboro, Loudon. In the next couple of minutes, we're going to be already talking about areas out maybe towards the Dellet area, again, the Chemong area and Medford Lakes, because this is, again, such a fast-moving storm. So you needed to be taking shelter right now, even if you're outside of our tornado warning polygon, Medford Lakes, Tabernacle, again, Chemong, right along US 206. That's where you now need to be concerned. You need to be taking your precautions already, even though we don't have that tornado warning in effect currently. We're still going to continue to monitor this for another 7 minutes. This does go until 7 o'clock this morning.
You know, we always talk about timing too, Matt, with storms. You know, I guess we're semi-fortunate. It's a weekend. This isn't rush hour we're talking about, but in the same vein, people might still be asleep since it's a weekend, just getting up, tuning into the forecast to see what's going on. So hopefully that word is getting out to folks this morning.
That is exactly another thing that we do get concerned with when we have these kind of early morning systems, again, especially on a weekend. We're in an area where something like a weather radio, the NOAA weather radio, is a great tool for severe weather. Unfortunately, since we are not in an area that is necessarily prone to severe weather all the time, a lot of folks do not have them. So hopefully someone has their cell phone nearby. A lot of cell phones nowadays will go off if your cell phone signal hits a tower that's within or near so many miles of a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, your phone will go off. So even if you don't have necessarily all of the severe weather tools, hopefully your own cell phone right now can help to protect you. Hopefully it woke some people up that were in Gloucester Township, out near, again, Gloucester, the Waterford areas. They were woken up by their cell phone. Maybe they were just woken up by the thunder and lightning. They turn us on, and then they now realize, okay, I need to get to my safe place.
So we have about 5 minutes, is it left, Matt, until this expires?
Just about 5 more minutes, that is correct. Just getting this in from the National Weather Service, the tornado warning is set to expire at 7 o'clock. So our tornado warning in Gloucester, as well as Burlington counties, and Camden County as well, this is set to expire at 7 o'clock. So what that means is the National Weather Service has assessed the situation. They believe that their threat has diminished enough that they're not going to cancel the warning early. It's still going to go for another 4 minutes, but they believe that the threat has diminished enough that at 7 o'clock they are not going to reissue another tornado warning at this time. It wouldn't surprise me with this kind of with this line of thunderstorms and the fact that we did already have this tornado warning, if they did add a severe thunderstorm warning on the backside of this stuff.
Just as a precaution.
Especially, and it would be for strong winds is most likely what we would see. Usually when we have these kind of line segments, as I zoom our radar out, we can get a look at what's going on, and I'll put it in motion for us as well. It really right now has kind of given us this line segment, and when that happens, we usually end up with very strong gusty winds, which sometimes can do just as much damage as a tornado. They can gust 60, 70 or more miles an hour at times.
Yeah, a lot of people, when we see damage afterwards, think maybe it was a tornado, but it's straight line winds that can cause as much damage sometimes.
That's correct. And again, we will have our tornado warning for just about another 3 minutes or so. What I want to do is, as we get towards the end of our tornado warning here, I wanted to put another storm track on this, because again, this whole line of thunderstorms is very, very potent. It's very strong, obviously, if it spawned a tornado warning. Again, moving about 45 miles an hour. So it's now through the Philadelphia area, and the folks in Central and South Jerseys are now going to be kind of in the crosshairs for this for the next hour or so. So here is a storm track for the next couple hours for the rest of New Jersey, for eastern New Jersey, from the inland, the Pineland area, all the way to the coastline. You can see Winslow. We're looking at the shower and thunderstorm activity right over top of you right now. But just past 7 o'clock, right around 7:15, the Crestwood Village area, you're going to start to see this strong line of thunderstorms move on in. Manchester, 7:17, and then towards the coastline, towards Toms River, just around 7:30, Jan. So we're still going to be monitoring this, even though our tornado warning is going to expire here in just another 2 minutes. We're still going to be having to monitor this line as it moves across central New Jersey towards the coastline, because again, we're still looking at a very potent line of thunderstorms.
Yeah, you mentioned Toms River and central New Jersey, right on the outskirts of our coverage area there. There is another weather alert in central and North Jersey, correct? That expires, I believe you said 7:15? That's correct.
We do have another tornado warning for this one for Mercer County, and then also for for Mercer County, Middlesex County, and Monmouth counties. Until 7:15, we're still continuing to monitor the northern edge of this strong line of thunderstorm activity. Again, Hamilton, the Marlborough area, Middletown, all incorporated within that tornado warning. We will let's just take another look at this, and we can put use our same tools and see where the National Weather Service maybe is looking at this line or this cell, where the potential strongest areas are for some of that rotation. And right around the Manalapan area, that's where the National Weather Service, I'm going to assume, is really going to continue to monitor this situation, because that actually gives us a little bit of a better, we'll call it radar signature, than we had in Central Jersey and Burlington and Burlington County and Camden County as well. So again, this is just on kind of the northern edge of our viewing area. But if you do know anyone that is near the Freehold area, near Monroe, near East Windsor, up into, just around Mercer County, kind of up into that north central part of New Jersey, if they're not up, if you do know them, give them a call real quick and let them know what's going on, see if they're okay, because this could, again, potentially be a dangerous situation as well.
Matt, I'm wondering, is this the same system that came up with Cindy, or is this something totally different?
So this is the remnants of what was Tropical Storm Cindy. It came up through the Gulf of Mexico, as we all know, flooding along the Gulf Coast. Unfortunately, there was one fatality. A small boy ended up having his life taken, unfortunately, with this. And then as the low continued to track inland, it weakened. But this is the remnants of what was Tropical Storm Cindy. So again, that's why we have so much moisture with this. Usually we get a line of thunderstorms that fire up along a cold front. They're thin. They just kind of come in, wham, bam, we're good. But with all of this tropical moisture mixing in, and then we've been so hot, we've been so humid, that our atmosphere was ripe for the potential for some stronger storms. And that's kind of what happened. Even though the triggering mechanism a little bit further to the west still, we still had enough of energy because of the remnants of Tropical Storm Cindy. That still had enough energy that it was able to continue to give us the threat for bad weather.
All right, want to remind our viewers it is now 7:01. We're staying here on Eyewitness News, CBS3, with storm coverage because we have a couple of tornado warnings in our viewing area, specifically in South and Central New Jersey. I'm trying to give Matt a couple of minutes to pull up the latest information because it is 7 o'clock, and according to the National Weather Service, one alert was set to expire at this time. So, Matt, what's the latest as far as the tornado warning in South Jersey?
That one has expired. The National Weather Service has allowed that tornado warning to expire. That is some good news. Now, they have not issued a severe thunderstorm warning on the back end of that tornado warning. Now, that doesn't mean that we're still not looking at very strong winds. It doesn't mean that we're not still looking at very heavy downpours with thunder and lightning. What it means is that we are, for the time being, below severe criteria, which is winds that are gusting to around 60 to 65 miles an hour, and we're not looking at any kind of hail or anything like that. So we're still below severe criteria, still a very strong line of thunderstorms, though, that is tracking now through central New Jersey. And again, even without the tornado warning and even without a severe thunderstorm warning, still need to be careful. You still need to be worried about the potential for, again, those strong gusty winds to cause some issues even without the warnings out there.
Yeah, you see that striking line there still moving through our region with the orange and the yellow and the green, and you have that red box in Central and North Jersey. Let's talk about that because that is still in effect, correct?
That is still our tornado warning for Mercer County as well as other parts of north central New Jersey. Again, Mercer County, Middlesex, and Monmouth counties for just about another 12, 13 minutes or so till 7:15. Right now, have not gotten any new information on this, if they are planning to let it expire, if they are going, the National Weather Service, if they're going to continue this warning past 7:15. I think what they're going to do is they're going to continue to assess this, and once we get to maybe about 7:05, so we got about 10 minutes left in the warning, they'll start to decide if we're going to let it expire or let it continue beyond 7:15. We'll kind of zoom back in. We're getting right around the Manalapan area. That's where, when we looked at our velocity image, which is a tool, again, I really like to use when we have these kind of situations, we tend to look at this to see where that rotation is, where the potential is for a storm to form, where a tornado could possibly form. And again, we are still seeing that relatively strong rotation, a little bit of an area right around the Manalapan area, and then also as we head just to the east, you see Freehold, you see Yorktown and Marlborough. There's also another area in there where we're seeing a little bit of rotation on the radar. So those are two spots that the National Weather Service, I'm sure, is monitoring to keep an eye on to make sure that those do not potentially form any kind of rotating storm. Again, right now, this tornado warning, much like the one that was in South Jersey, was radar indicated. There's nothing necessarily on the ground right now, but they are taking necessary precautions and telling everyone that there's the potential.
All right, Matt, so talk about the conditions that are out there when this type of warning is issued. Obviously, you think tornado, high winds, heavy rain. Is there any hail? I know you said earlier no reports of hail or anything like that, but what are we seeing out there likely?
With this kind of system, again, when we could potentially see marginal size hail, there's the potential for some small hail to develop within these kind of storms. Usually hail is a factor when we are thinking about tornadoes and tornado warnings, because there is such strong upward motion within the clouds. It tends to hold up those ice particles and it allows them to grow larger and larger. That's why when you talk about the storms out in the Midwest, there are those strong thunderstorms that produce the huge tornadoes. There's usually large hail associated with it. Right now, while we do have a potential anyway for hail to develop because we are in a severe thunderstorm situation, the biggest threat with this is still going to be strong winds.
Okay. Let's talk about now exactly what we're seeing as far as on Storm Scan 3. Is this a fast-moving storm? You mentioned 45 miles an hour. Comparatively speaking, is this fast?
Yeah,
average?
45 miles an hour, you got to, you put it in perspective when you're driving 45 miles an hour in your car, how much ground you can cover in a very short amount of time. Obviously, you can make it from one spot to the next in an instant. So the same can be said for this line of thunderstorms as it tracks eastward at 45 miles an hour. It's going to be moving very quickly. It's going to kind of come in. It's going to give you the heavy downpours. It's going to give you the strong gusty winds, and then it's going to be gone, most likely in a 5, 10, maybe 15-minute span. This is not going to be a thunderstorm. It's not going to be a line of storms that sits there and just dumps a ton of rain on you. It's going to hit you, it's going to come through, and it's going to be gone. That's why when you're in something like a tornado warning that we're seeing again for till 7:15, so for just again about another 8, 9 minutes for Mercer, Monmouth, and Sussex counties, Monmouth and Middlesex counties. That's why you need to be in your safe space if you're in areas like Middletown, if you're in an area like Seabright, if you're in an area like Marlborough, because even though right now you might not be experiencing maybe the worst of the storm, it's going to be there sooner rather than later. And you don't want to be caught trying to get to your safe place. You don't want to be caught trying to get where you need to go as the storm comes through. You want to be there already. Paying attention to what's going on, watching us, listening to us, whether it's on your phone, whether it's on the app, anything like that. You need to be going to your safe place now so you're not then caught as the storm comes through.
Yeah, good reminders, Matt. Now, you were saying all morning long we were to expect rain, we were to expect some severe thunderstorms. Is this one overperforming in your estimation? Is it performing as expected?
I would say that this particular line is overperforming right now. We were concerned with the threat for maybe some strong winds. Of course, we were starting to see, right by the time we went on the air a little bit after 5 o'clock, we were starting to see kind of a line form down near the Baltimore-Washington area, moving then towards Delaware. So when you get that kind of setup, of course, again, I've been talking about strong gusty winds. That is what we like. That is what we are concerned about, but the fact that a tornado did spin up is a bit of an overperformance by this line. They do happen, and they usually happen in areas like we saw. They had to happen at the top and the bottom of the line of strong thunderstorms. So the 2 tornado warnings were a little bit, again, of a surprise because we weren't looking for that originally. But when you look at where they formed within that line of strong thunderstorms, it does make sense because at the top and bottom of those lines, you usually get a little bit of extra rotation. That's where you can get the spin-up thunderstorm, the spin-up tornadoes to happen.
And this, like you mentioned, the remnants of Cindy, and down south, Cindy, did some damage, heavy rain, flooding, tornadoes there. So I guess it's not surprising that it could create some of the same conditions here.
Yep, and we did just find out from the National Weather Service they are going to let this tornado warning expire at 7:15. So in just about 6 minutes, our tornado warning will expire. Of course, we're still going to keep an eye on this part of this part of the line of thunderstorms, as well as the southern part of the line of thunderstorms where the other tornado warning was throughout the rest of the morning. We'll zoom out and give folks another idea of just how big this line of thunderstorms is, extending itself all the way from north of Trenton down through the Pinelands, and then we're looking at it all the way down into southern Delaware as well. So the Rehoboth Beach area, Bethany Beach, you will probably see some thunderstorm activity, as well as the New Jersey shore points from Cape May all the way up Sea Isle, Avalon, through Atlantic City. And then, of course, out towards the Times River area, Long Beach Island are going to be in the mix as well. We'll put one more time stamp on this. We can give folks an idea of when it will arrive all the way through the morning here. Again, it's moving at about 45 miles an hour at this point, so it's a very fast-moving system. The Lakewood area, about 7:18, so in just about 9 minutes or so, you're going to start to see this strong line of thunderstorms. As you get towards Toms River, just about 7:23, and then the Long Beach area, excuse me, just around 7:40. So again, that is what we're looking at for the Jersey area as we kind of move ourselves down into the South Jersey. You can see Mystic Island, Atlantic City, Cape May, of course, is going to be in the mix. Vineland, Maurice River as well, It's 45 miles an hour. We'll start to see it in Cape May at around 7:30. Egg Harbor just past that 7:35, and Atlantic City just a little bit before 8 o'clock at about 7:49. So for the next hour, just shy of about the next hour, we're going to be continuing to monitor this through central New Jersey, Jan, and then as it moves towards the shore.
Okay, I want to give you a second to catch your breath, Matt. Want to recap with our viewers now. 7:11 here on Eyewitness News. Right around 6:30, that's when the National Weather Service issued that first tornado warning for parts of Camden, Burlington, and Gloucester counties. That one has since expired at 7 o'clock, and there is still a warning now for the central and northern parts of our viewing area. There in Mercer and Middlesex counties, that is set to expire in just about 3 or 4 minutes, and it's a 45-mile-per-hour storm moving through our area right now. You can already see it moving out of Philadelphia into the rest of New Jersey, so it's kind of already clearing up here in the city, it looks like. Yeah, and actually, just taking a quick peek, we of course have our eyewitness sky cams. You can see, we can see Spring Garden, we can see down into Logan Square, and even from the top here of Eyewitness News, we're actually already starting to see some skies clearing within Philadelphia. Wow. So after this line of thunderstorms moves through, we're really going to be looking at some dry conditions. It's going to be clear. We're not going to be looking for another round of thunderstorms later this afternoon. It is going to be this strong line of thunderstorms this morning, and then we look for much more calm, much more tranquil conditions, Jan, later this afternoon. It really is interesting. You had been saying all morning long that these storms were going to be morning storms. They were going to move through, and then in the afternoon we could see some sun, and it looks like that's performing exactly as expected. Yeah, that looks like it is going to come true. Again, this morning, you're going to walk outside. You're going to think to yourself, oh, my goodness, it is chilly, but it's going to get warm again this afternoon. Get ready for temperatures that could be, up into the upper 80s to around 90 degrees. Wow. And then the humidity sticks around with us for just one more day, and then it gets much nicer for our Sunday as well. But, of course, the big concern for us is, as great as it is to have all that nice weather later this afternoon, we're still just hoping that we don't have any more severe weather this morning after this tornado warning does expire in just about another 2 minutes or so. Yeah, I want to remind our viewers too, once this system gets out of here and you can safely go outside, take some pictures of some damage, tweet it to us, CBS3 Storm, and use CBS Philly. We'd love to see, what's happened out there because, Matt, as what usually happens once the storm moves through, we start getting reports of damage, and then we can really figure out with the National Weather Service what happened out there. That's exactly correct. Of course, we did have 2 EF0s that touched down on Monday. We had our round of severe weather then. We then had a little bit of severe weather again last night. We ended up with a severe thunderstorm watch and then a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. And now here this morning, once again, we're looking at another round of severe weather. So we do want to get anyone that is out there, again, like you said, Jan, the biggest thing is safety. Safety, safety, safety. We have been trying to preach it all morning. Whenever these kind of systems arise, of course, everyone loves to go outside. They really like to get a look at this very potent weather, and I don't blame them. I really like to go outside and check it out too, but you always want to keep yourself safe. You never want to put yourself in harm's way. So, Jan, again, that was some great stuff to tell the folks. Once it's safe, go outside, take a picture of your backyard, take a picture of your neighbor's yard if they let you, just to get an idea of what's going on. So one more time, our severe thunderstorm, or excuse me, our tornado warning for just about another minute to maybe 30 seconds or so for Mercer County, as well as Middlesex and Monmouth counties, and then we will be, at least for the time being, in the clear.